Tanki Online just released their most recent patch, I wouldn't call that a patch, but the most recent update on the Tanki Online wiki page. And this is, if not one of, I think, the best changes they've ever made so far this year. So for those who don't know, the patch title is Creating Fan Content Guide. I'm so out of breath, I have no idea why. But the main point is that Tanki Online is setting out rules and expectations for fan-made content, and this is huge for creators, especially those that are making YouTube videos, fan art, memes, and even game modes. So the main topic is what are the fan content guidelines. So on July 9th, 2025, Tanki Online officially released a guide on what fans are allowed and not allowed to do with Tanki Online assets and branding. It covers a lot, including Tanki Online logo, music, and game footage. A little bit of monetization of your content, like running ads on YouTube or streaming with donations, making merchandise or mods, and even using AI-generated content. So what is allowed and what is not allowed? So to begin, let's start with what is allowed. YouTube videos, fan art, memes, and live streams, and using in-game footage and music as long as you're not misleading people, which is huge. The last thing is monetizing your account, your content with ads or donations with some restrictions. Now, to be frank, I don't think there's anything wrong with what's allowed. I mean, the what's not allowed is where majority of the spark might happen. So selling Tanki Online related merch or NFTs, which basically means anyone that was trying to develop any sort of Tanki Online merch will be hit with copyright strikes from the Alterneva head developers. Making your content look official, which I guess would be if you were to make an official trailer or something, that wouldn't be allowed unless you're doing it for fun. Modifying the game client in certain ways, which would include games like Pro Tanki and any other client browser games that are similar to what Tanki Online is, or actually are using the old version of Tanki Online. So what does this mean in the future? These are not just more than rules. This is a signal that Tanki Online is finally recognizing and legitimizing its creators community. And that's a good thing. It gives the community a certain amount of guidelines to work with, which means it gives us more freedom to make content without fear of being taken down. It gives the possibility of creators being able to partner with Alterneva and Tanki Online and create a more professional environment for creators like me and the rest of the Tanki Online YouTubers that do exist right now. Now, what are my thoughts? As for someone that's been making Tanki Online content for a while, I think it's a step in the right direction, but it does raise a few bars for creators. We're expected to now follow guidelines, but in return we get more clear expectations and we potentially more creative trust from the developers. Whether this leads to a creator program, shoutouts, or sponsored events, that all depends on the devs themselves. I also do want to touch base back on the Pro Tanki lawsuits that might follow soon, as if this stuff does get implemented, which more so seems like it's going to be the case. That means Pro Tanki and Prime Tanki or whatever knockoff Tanki Online that exists right now will be forced to shut down. And that's major news for the Tanki devs, which means that anyone that was playing Pro Tanki or Prime Tanki would be forced into playing Tanki Online Classic, which would not only increase the player base itself, but also give YouTubers a much needed motivation to make content for this newer audience. And last but not least, if you're worried about Tanki Online possibly copywriting your stuff, you don't have to worry too much. If you're developing a Tanki clone or modded version, then you might have problems with the developers. But if you're making fan art or a certain amount of fan little things for fun, and you're not gaining any sort of substantial amount of money from it, I personally think you should be fine. I highly doubt the developers would go out of their way and hurt small little creators that just enjoy the game and want to make a small little bit of art for them. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. This video was a little rushed, so I mean, I did stutter a lot in this video. But anyways, as long as it gets the point across, I'm good. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys all in another one. Peace.